Have you heard about God's Unchained yet? Nah. God's Token Unchained. Let's go. Woo! Welcome to Framework Fortune Crypto, and I'm your host, Ben. And man, I love it when everything goes according to plan. We have been covering God's Token for the last couple of weeks. Last Saturday, I live streamed some matches, but a lot has transpired this week, and so much so that I just decided to do one video covering everything that I have seen in the news, including God's Token is now on Coinbase, and as I'm recording this, it has been exploding. As you can see in the background, hitting $9 right now. This was $4 just 2 days ago, so it has doubled in price. We're also going to take a look at Token Trove and the marketplace, what the Forge did to some of the prices of the cards, and which sets you should focus on when thinking about making those NFT investments. And then we also got tournaments going on around the world online of God's Unchained where you can earn crypto and other prizes. So we're going to be covering all of this in this video. Let's not waste any more time and dive right in. So God's Token was just listed on Coinbase yesterday, and you can see on the chart just the massive run that it is having so far. A lot of people didn't know about this NFT game, so I imagine everybody who's on Coinbase, gamers who are already in the crypto space, finding out about this game, they're hopping in. As soon as I started researching this game and ran across it, I was immediately in. I'm not that big of a gamer, but I am an investor and trader. And one thing I know is value, and I saw it, and I think we're going to continue to see this type of growth. Now, is it going to keep exploding and go to $150 in 2 or 3 days like Axie Infinity did? Well, that wasn't really 2 or 3 days, but still that short of a time span. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not going to throw any big numbers out there like that. At the moment, this could be the reaction of just everybody on Coinbase seeing a new coin. We don't know. We've seen plenty of coins that get listed on Coinbase and just go crazy. But what we do know is the value of the project behind this token specifically. We know God's Token has so much potential and is a front runner in the NFT space, especially among TCGs. This is a big thing regardless. It was listed only on a couple other places, but you couldn't really get it in the US other than like Uniswap, something like that. Now you can get it right off of Coinbase. That makes it a lot easier to get God's Tokens if you're just getting into the game and you're wanting to start minting cards in the NFTs, or if there's people out there who maybe don't want to play the game, but they can see the value in this too. Now they can actually get a hold of God's Tokens pretty easy. One of the things I'm always talking about is ease of use. So now that the token is easily accessible by tons of people, we should see tons of growth in the game, which we were already seeing, as in the last couple of weeks the player base jumped from 5,000 to 50,000. So I'm sure that player base is going to keep jumping. Now, since this is only the first or second day of this being out on Coinbase, we do want to, keep a close eye on it and everything. I'm already in. I had got some down at $5. You see my order down here yesterday. I bought just a little bit, around $4.93. But plus I have all of God's Tokens that I've been earning the last couple of weeks playing in the Blessings of the Gods weekly event. So we're looking at it on a close time frame. You can see, well, since it come out, it's just been uptrending until it just exploded today. And it's really high right now. So this is the all-time high. But God's Token also not only just hit Coinbase, if you're new to it, yesterday, God's Token's only been out a couple of weeks. They just released this coin finally. We don't really know where the valuation is going to land at. Where are people going to start turning into sellers at? Right now, everybody's just buying it because it's new, it's fresh. I mean, the game itself has been around for a little while, but being able to have the God's Token and the Forge, which is where you mint the NFTs, being open at the same time, God's Unchained is still in beta, but man, it's really coming together here. It's going to be hard to value because of what this is. The best I can do is just keep a close eye on it like I am, because I'm not surprised to see it up at this price. I expected 10, and I think, maybe towards January, may see it up to 15, but, expect some pullbacks. This thing ain't just going to run straight up. Just like here earlier on this 15-minute chart, it jumped from $6 all the way to $8. That's a $2 rip. So any traders or scalpers who saw that, they're selling and pushing this back down, but people are still buying. So, you don't want to be buying at the tops of these peaks. You want to be waiting for pullbacks, looking for a better price on this, because like I said, we don't know how high it's going to go. Another interesting thing about God's token, the max supply is 500 million, but the amount that's in the circulating supply right now is around 30 to 40 million. Most of it is locked up at the moment. So they only released the God's tokens for the events. That means that the supply is probably going to stay around 30 to 50 million, which is a very low supply. If people come into this game as much as they have been, and that continues to multiply, and we're getting people who are turning into hodlers of Gods Unchained, with that max cap and it being pretty low, we're going to see some pretty crazy growth over time. So I'm just excited about it, just to see it on Coinbase. I wasn't expecting it to already be on Coinbase, so they're moving faster than I thought, but that is definitely one of the main headlines right now for Gods Unchained, as it is just taking off. So now we're over here on Token Trove at the marketplace, so we can take a look at some of the prices. The sets that are no longer able to be changed, like no cards can be changed, nothing can be changed with them. They are set in stone. The balancing phase is over. Those sets are Genesis and Trial of the Gods. The core set is all the gray cards that you get. Right now, of course, on here, they're NFTs, but the packs that you get for playing the game, for leveling up and experience and all that, those are the core cards. So these are the ones that really took a hit when the Forge opened. Like Hector Prince of Troy here on November 29th was $650. Then the Forge opened and the thing dropped way down here to around that $35 area as a low. Actually, looks like it's at, the lowest low that it's possibly been at right here at $32.11 for one for sale. That's the thing with these core cards. These are not really the ones you want to look at for investments, because you can play for free, and if you get 2 of these, you can mint them into an NFT like this. These can be changed. The supply of these can be changed. There's technically an infinite supply. As long as the game's going and the core set continues, there could continually be people mint these NFTs. However, Hector Prince of Troy is a legendary, so the pull rates on him are very low. So even with the Forge open, we can see here there's only 126 that's for sale and only 821 of Hector out there. These are not my favorite investments for Gods Unchained. Now, Divine Order, the new set that's out where they still have packs for sale, this set is still in the balancing phase, so eventually it will be locked, but until the balancing phase is over, right now the top price card is this Finian Fruit Bearer, and if they were to change it and nerf it, make it a worse card, well, then people really wouldn't want it, and you could see them sell it and it really crash in price. So until this set is solidified, it's kind of a gamble what could continue to move up in price and what could not. What I've been doing is I've been looking at some of the cheaper ones that maybe, could get better. Maybe there's some garbage ones that are really, really cheap, like 10 cents. If we do this by quantity here, you can see these Dogs Unchained. I've got 25 of them because they were giving them out like hotcakes for a minute there. But that's not one, that's a promo card specifically. But like this Bone Skin Poison, there's actually only 6 of these for sale, so that's a pretty low supply. And it is low on the chart right now. At one point, it was up to 46. Now, there's 36,000 of them out there, but this is a good card. It gives order +3, which means it's going to lock up a creature for 3 turns and then burn 2 to that creature. And it only costs 1 mana. So you can pretty much take somebody's creature completely out of play with this 1-mana card. I don't think a lot of people are going to be selling it. Now, could it get nerfed? If it does and it gets worse, maybe it's just give order 3 to a creature, then it's going to get cheaper. But if it stays like it is, there's a good chance that this card could slowly grow, and you're getting it at 23 cents. So even if something happens, you lost a quarter, oh well. But if this thing ends up going to $4 or $5 and you've bought, a bunch of these cheap ones that have the potential to be good cards, then if they all go up $1 or $2 and you say you have 100 of them, well, that $20 investment might increase to $100, $200, and that would be quite a big return. The supply is going to matter, so the market supply is this first number always. That's how many's for sale, but you can see how many is out there. And just keep that in mind. Even though there's only 6 of these for sale, there is 36,000 of them out there. So if the price gets high enough to where people want to sell this, they're going to come off of it and a big supply is going to hit the market. So Divine Order I would kind of stay away from for now, unless, like I said, you're just wanting to get some cards from that set. This is definitely probably a better way to get them. If you're looking for like the Bronze Gate and stuff like that, that's 31 cents. Probably better than buying the packs. But if we go to, the highest priced card in Divine Order right now, it's $50. If we go back to the core set and look at it from the highest price, and of course I'm just looking at meteorite qualities because these are the lowest of the NFT quality. But we see the highest price there is $40. Now we go back to Genesis and we see a huge difference in these really rare cards. Jason Medea's Muse, this is an insane card. It's only 3 mana and you get to get 3 different legendary creatures in your deck and it does 3 damage, 3 health. It's a $2,000 card right now. There's only 44 of them out there. It's actually a little bit down at the moment. Seeing how these cannot be changed at all, that's why you're seeing such a big price difference. We even go down to the lowest price, and the lowest price we have is 65 cents. We were seeing cards in Divine Order in the core that were, under 25 cents, things like that. So there's not even a card in this set under 65 at the moment. This set and Trial of the Gods, which you'll see the same thing, it's not quite as expensive as Genesis. These are the 2 sets that are locked. They're not going to be changed. The supply is out there. These cannot be minted. So Genesis and Trial of the Gods, keep those on watch if you are looking at investing in these NFTs. Etherbots, this is promo cards. So there's not a lot out there. So they all just have some higher prices. But because they're promos, more than likely you're not gonna be able to get these anywhere else but from Etherbots. And then right here is another promo section, and you see the dogs is right there, which is the cheapest one. But you got Lights Bidding, that's a promo. There's only 53 of them that exist, and it's $22,000. So that's why I say the supply really matters. Because those other ones that have 36,000, they're only going to get so high in price. Where ones that have 53 that are total existence, they're going to be extremely high price. Or even 146 right here with the first Phoenix, it's $8,000. Yeah, there's only 1 for sale of this rat at the moment, and then 3 for sale of this Rat of Trickery. And look at that, we got one at 3,000, one at 4,000, and then the other one is at 40,000. Insane. And you're probably thinking to yourself, who's buying these at these prices? But you look right here on the chart, November 24th, somebody bought one of these Lights Biddings for $21,500. So there is big money to be made in. But remember, for now, until Divine Order gets locked, that's going to be a little bit more gambly for investing. Genesis and Trial of the Gods, that's where you want to be looking at. So I do expect the core set to have some bounces up in price, because even though people can mint these, there's still not a ton of these out there. You can see this Rune Moth, 526 that exist and only 68 of them. That number, of course, it will increase as more people draw these in packs in the core set. The more people will be willing to sell these. But the question is, will the pull rate add to the supply fast enough to outweigh the demand? And if it can't, then the prices would still be going up on this. So it's a tricky one with the core set, so it's probably something not to worry about. As long as you're playing the game, you're going to get these cards in the gray versions in the game, and you can always mint them up. Now let's talk about how you can find Gods Unchained tournaments, other events outside of the Gods Unchained platform itself. So this is communitygaming.io. There will be a link in the description. We have no affiliation with them. So communitygaming.io, you can come here. You'll have to sign up for an account. Now you can hook up a bank account and do all that stuff. I just hooked up my MetaMask because a lot of these tournaments, from what I noticed, and there is Axie Infinity tournaments here along with these other games. So if you are into other NFT games and you've not found this site, you might want to come check this out. But we want to search for Gods Unchained. You can see right here, Gods Unchained play to earn. Ooh, there's 1,000 USDC prize pool. They're promoting this tournament. Let's go check it. So we can see here everything going on with this tournament. This is a play to earn league Christmas event. There will be 1,000 USDC as the prize target. Single elimination bracket type. It'll start December 28th at 12 p.m. You have 7 days remaining. And of course, this is global and it's on the Polygon network. So if you don't have the Polygon network on your MetaMask, you will have to go add Polygon to it. So they do have a Discord server for Gods Unchained tournaments here. You can go join that server. You'll want to do that because that's how you're going to meet up with your opponents and play them. And then we can see first prize is $500 plus 200 PTE points, play to earn points, and it goes on down to 5 through 8. If you're in the top 4, you're going to at least make $100. Anything after that, you're going to make these play to earn points. But this is going to give you everything you need to know about whatever tournament there is. And there is multiple tournaments. So if we go to explore, we can go to game right here, go down to Gods Unchained. It's in alphabetical order. Now we have the list of tournaments that are coming out. Now there's going to show the previous tournaments, and those are already finished, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different events going on. So we have the Gods Unchained Champion League December 12th. And this is a $500 prize pool. So first place will get $200. And this is this Sunday. I am most likely going to be playing in this tournament. I've already signed up for it. But I will be live streaming some of the footage from this tournament on Sunday. So be sure to join me for that. And of course, I do my live stream weekend event matches for Gods Unchained Saturday mornings through the afternoon. So it's going to be a Gods Unchained weekend this weekend. But communitygaming.io, that's where you can go to find these other tournaments where you can make money outside of the game. Now, as far as the game itself, the Forge has been down and up and down and up. Let's actually check and see if it is open again. And let's see, looks like it is open, so that costs just a little bit of gods, a little bit of flux. Yeah, so the Forge is back open. It was closed yesterday, but it seems to be back on. And like I said, the game's in beta, so you're going to have those issues there. If you haven't watched about the Forge, I did a video on it recently. Just so much to cover with Gods Unchained, so there's going to be non-stop content coming out. So if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Come join us in some of the live stream gameplays. And, who knows? Maybe in the future, Framework Fortune will be throwing their own Gods Unchained tournaments with some prize pool. Possibility. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.